Hello everyone, I'm Barbara and this is Bad Talk, where I'm talking about feminism to my son Alberto. I hope your holidays went well and you had a great new year. It's 2022. We are continuing with Bad Talk. I'm sorry that I was missing for I think 3 weeks. I haven't posted, but here I am again. Here we are. And we're gonna continue of talking about different topics in the light of feminism. Sorry, I forgot. Yes, I have now just a phone, not a microphone. So today's topic is motherhood and work. One of my professors told me this once, that a woman only can be an artist or a mother, and they can't do both. And this sentence stayed with me for a really long time, because I always thought that this is not true, and I was also really angry about this sentence. And yes, I had a lot of feeling about it, and now that I'm here, I can't report you whether if it's true, this sentence, or not. But what I know that is, society makes it really difficult that to be able to do both. And when I say artist, whatever your profession is, it doesn't have to be an artist. You can do whatever you want to do. It's still really difficult to do that and being a mother. It's just because the system, it doesn't help you to do both, and also doesn't want you to do both. The books and the articles and the discussions about motherhood is always around the baby. What you should do if the baby's teeth is coming, how to help your baby to fall asleep, how to breastfeed, even if these informations are still not enough, to be honest, and they are still not teaching you this kind of thing. But anyway, everything is around the baby, and that's fine. But what about the mother? It looks like that the mother disappears, or the human being disappears. And it's not right, because the individual is also obviously really important. The desires and the needs of the mother, who is also, a woman or a human being. So I never read articles which were about the mother, like what's going to happen with my body and my soul and my character, my desires. Thank you for listening. And what I wanted to do before he came, like I had a goal, or I had a profession, I had something that I liked to do. Because once you are taking care of another human being 24/7, because it is a 24/7 job, then it's really easy to disappear in that work. And it's easy to forget what you wanted to do before that, or what your other desires. And I think that we should manage it sometime, or we need help to manage it somehow, because of course there are women who feels that when they arrive to motherhood and they feel like, this is where I always belonged and this is who I am. And that's great, but there's a lot of women who are, still like to do their jobs, and they still like to be part of society in a different way. And it's the same for me. Like I liked to make art. I like to paint. I like to take photographs and think about stuff and just be outside the city and watch people. That was one of my favorite thing to do, is just watch people and understand the human behavior. And and since Alberto is alive, that room, my studio, was just something that sometimes, like, it was just waiting for me. It was like half dark, and nothing was moved for months, weeks and months, and projects are half done, and he's watching my painting over there though, and there's another one above me, and also he loves that one as well. I remember the first, I think it was 2 weeks since Alberto was here, and I was passing by with him on my shoulder next to the studio. And I remember I was just looking inside, and it felt that world, which was my world, which was me, that totally disappeared. That it felt so far, that life. And yeah, it felt like, it's been years that I painted, and it was just like 2 weeks or something. It felt weird that I used to be able to do whatever I want whenever I want, and the hand that I was using for creating, now it's for, feeding someone else, which is obviously fantastic and beautiful, but my hand had a different purpose. And don't get me wrong, don't think that I'm complaining and that I don't like to be a mother. Of course I do like to be a mother, but I also did like to be an artist. And I think that the system built in a way that doesn't help us to be able to do what we did before. And it doesn't help us in any way. Like, my husband's life didn't change at all. Like, his life changed 20%. He's still able to go and achieve his goals in his career, and he's able to, go on the toilet whenever he wants. And, so he have time to read articles or whatever. It's like, he's able to do whatever he wants, basically whenever he wants. And of course, when I need to do something, then I can rely on him when he's at home. But he's not at home all the time, because even if his job would be able, because he's an informatician, he could be at home and work from home all the time. But the system doesn't want it. The system wants to see him all the time. So if he's a good worker, and we can see that he's a good worker, which is insane. Instead of being at home with his family, his heart is bleeding. I can see that he's so sad that he's not with us all the time. He has to go back to work, and he's not at home, and it's so unhuman. And also, that in Hungary, if I'm correct, that a father has 3 days off. In Italy, it's 10, and then you have to go back to work. And in North European countries, it's months. I think in Sweden, I'm not sure, but some North European countries, 10 months you can be at home with your child. Which should be like this minimum. This should be still the minimum, I think. We all know that the baby needs the mother in the beginning more than the father, but it's still a shared role, and it shouldn't be 10% the father and 90% the mother, because it shouldn't be like this. That the kid also needs the father from the beginning, and that also would help the mother to be a little bit more sane, to be more, because it's a really hard job, when he's not sleeping, he has teeth is coming, that's the problem, and this is just, newborn or a couple of months old, and then later it's different problems. It's hard to be calm and react in the way that you should react if you are overtired and you haven't slept well and you haven't showered and etc etc. And for me, like, really the art world looks really far now, and I have so many painting ideas that I want to do about him or about us, about being a mother, and I can't because I don't have time for it. And like open calls or residencies, like I have to say goodbye to those. I can't travel anymore and expand my knowledge and meet with other artists because it's impossible. Even if you are bringing your child to a working place, for example, what some politicians do, then you get hate. You get so much hate. Like, what are you doing? It's like, what do you mean? What I'm doing? I'm working and I am a mother. And eventually, I did this a couple of weeks ago. I brought Alberto with me in the studio, and we spent a nice, I think, 1.5 hour in the studio. He was watching me paint, and I was working on a piece that I had to exhibit in December, and he was watching the paintings. I have really colorful paintings, so he really loved them, and it's so nice that he loves what I do. And it was a really nice morning, I have to say. It was really calm, and it was weird, of course. It was so different compared to previous time when I was, it was just me and the canvas. And now it's like, it's me and the canvas, but here's this person next to me. It's really hard, but I was able to find a little bit of time, and I hope I will be able to find a little bit of time in the future, because I don't want to, stop doing this, even if it's really hard to make this happen. I'm still trying,